which is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plex, which is around the belly, and then the heart chakra. But now we're going above that into more, I'll explain it as we go, but we're starting with the throat. So let's come to a child's pose, and I'm going to bring everyone to mute. Child's pose is where we'll begin. So we're talking about the throat chakra, the third eye located in between the eyebrows, and our crown chakra located at the top of the head. And this is our way of celebrating the winter solstice, is going through the chakras. And always good to just connect with our energy and connecting with what we got going on. And these chakra points give us a good idea of whatever we're working with. We can always come to this chakra point and work on opening and getting more of that free-flowing energy throughout the different chakras, which each have their own element and own component to them as far as what we are working on personally, what we have going on in our physical body, mental body, emotional body. So let's just settle in here in child's, taking that third eye to the floor, if possible, or the back of the hands. So making sure that third eye in between the eyebrows is resting on something. It could be a block as well, which I really enjoy here. Just anytime, any old time. Just settling into your space if you're just coming to your mat, or if we're continuing our practice this morning, bringing that attention and awareness into the third eye. So that space in the forehead, in between the, what are these, eyebrows. You might rock the head a bit side to side here. So the third eye is we see everything that we can't physically see with our two eyes. So our inner knowledge, our inner guide, seeing without the past thoughts or the judgments or the expectations, seeing beyond that, seeing beyond the ego is our third eye, our intuition, center of intuition. Let's take a couple more breaths here. We will do this practice just like peace and power. We'll do some power and then we'll end with some peace, and we'll end with a little meditation as well. All right, one more full breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to make our way up to a tabletop position. So we'll come onto hands and knees, and we'll move through that cat and cow again, but now focusing on the throat. So opening the throat and the heart space. So inhale, lift the gaze, lift the chin a bit to open that throat. And then as you exhale, we'll round and tuck that chin in towards the chest. So we're opening throat and then compressing the throat. Let's do a few more rounds like this with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, round. And keep it like that. A few more rounds. Great to get that movement on the spine. That's a great way to get the energy flowing, is this movement, flexion, extension in the spine. All right, let's go ahead and come back to a neutral position. And we may feel a little silly here, But we're gonna inhale the heart once again and open the throat. This time we're gonna take a lion's breath. So as you inhale, you'll inhale here. As you exhale, you can either open your mouth wide as you exhale or stick out that tongue really wide and our lion's breath. It's not the prettiest, but it's so good. So inhale here. Exhale, open the mouth or stick the tongue or stick the tongue out. Okay, 2 more like that. Inhale. I know it feels silly. Exhale. You could even make a roaring sound like a lion. 1 more breath here. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And release. Let's sink it back into our child's once again. Just take that in. So that was stimulating our throat chakra. Our throat chakra is how we show up in our life, how we show up in our life, how we share our truth, whether it's speaking, writing, journaling, singing, dancing, how we share our truth, how we show up in the world. All right, from our child's, let's make our way to down dog. Take a couple breaths there. Feel free to pedal out the feet. Move the hips around a bit. And then on your next inhale, walk the hands back towards the feet and we'll come into a ragdoll. Let the head go, shoulders, you might grab onto opposite elbows here. You sway side to side. Give a little shake of the head, yes, no. It's always nice to release the head. It can be heavy. Not just physically, but figuratively as well. Those heavy thoughts we hang on to. Shake them out here. All right, let's walk the hands forward and we'll come into a plank position. Here's our power. Come into plank. Feel free to lower the knees. And then we're going to lower down to the forearms and come into a forearm plank. So we could interlace fingers here or palms down, knees down or straight legs. Find your core strength, find your breath. Stay here and hold, or we're gonna walk it into dolphin. So we walk our feet in, stay on the forearms. It's kind of like down dog, but we're on the forearms. You'll take the gaze back. Hold there for another breath. And then we'll walk the feet back, coming back into that forearm plank. Hold there. Feel free to rest and come out of it because we're going to do that 2 more times. So stay here or walk the feet in. Once again, find your dolphin, rounding down into the forearms. And you may need to bend your knees quite a bit here. The hamstrings really we get into the hamstrings here with this one. 1 more breath. And then walk it back once again into our forearm plank. Hold there or rest. We're going to do 1 more round. And then walk those feet in back into our dolphin. Now I'm going to give you an option to add on here. Maybe lift the right leg. Maybe kind of lift up and come more into the forearms. You can release that right leg, lift the left leg. Hold wherever you are for 3, 2, and 1. Let's walk those feet back. Find our forearm plank. Take an inhale there. Exhale, release those knees. And let's take it up into our down dog for 1 breath. And inhale, the right leg lifts from your down dog. Exhale, step the foot forward. Come on up and do a crescent lunge. Whew, come on up. We've been down a while. Let's take some breaths there. Feel free to lower the back knee, the arms extend or cactus arms. And then feel free to lift the gaze and open up that throat a little bit. And just by bringing our attention and awareness to these chakras, we'll notice if we are kind of closing off in certain areas. You'll begin to notice as we start to bring more attention and awareness, not just here in this hour, but even after your practice. All right, let's gaze up, inhale. Exhale. Take the hands behind the back, interlace fingers, or bring the reverse namaste, where we bring our palms together. We're going to straighten this front leg and take the back foot flat. You might take the foot in a little bit. We're coming into pyramid pose. So inhale, open the chest here. Exhale, we'll fold forward over this extended leg. You could always bring hands on either side of the foot, maybe to blocks. You could always release those hands from behind the back. But think about reaching that third eye towards the shin or knee and take a couple more breaths. As well as we're compressing that throat chakra, hugging the chin in towards the chest and lengthening along the back of the neck. One more breath. Inhale, rise back up. We'll come into our crescent, arms overhead. And exhale, release the hands down. Step back into our plank. Let's inhale there in plank. Feel free to lower the knees. Exhale, take it all the way down to the belly. Inhale, cobra, chest lifts, heart opens. Exhale, take it up and back, down dog or child's. All right, next inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward. We're coming up into our lunge. Beautiful. Take some breaths here. Maybe extend the arms. You can open up that throat a bit more, heart space. Lift the gaze. And then let's transition into that pyramid. So hands come behind the back in some way, straightening the front leg, taking the back foot in, and then flatten the foot so it's more grounded into the floor. Square the hips, inhale. Exhale, folding over this extended leg forward. Maybe release the hands. But really start to tuck that chin in towards the chest. Maybe thinking about some way that we can speak our truth. Maybe something we're not saying, something we're holding on to, something we're afraid to say. I can relate to that big time. Just notice, no judgment. Just notice for yourself, your own personal truth. Are you able to speak it? There's something that needs to be said that we're holding on to. Next inhale, we'll rise up. Release the hands. Take the arms overhead, bend the front knee. And exhale, release the hands forward. Step back into our plank. Take an inhale there. Exhale, lower to the belly. Cobra, chest lifts. Down dog or child's pose. Take some breaths there. All right, from your down dog, let's go ahead and lower down to the knees. And we're gonna come to sit on the heels. This one is a really good one to compress the throat, but also we're gonna apply slight pressure to the top of the head, our crown chakra, which is our connection to our higher source, whatever that is for you. So let's go ahead, sit up tall here, inhale, and then we'll start to bring the belly on top of the thighs and start to round the back forward, releasing the head to the floor. Now you can start to tuck the chin into the chest and bring the crown of the head more so on the floor. And we're reaching our forehead towards the knees. Arms reach back behind. And you might be able to take the top of the head down and just applying a little bit of pressure on the crown of the head. This is rabbit pose. We can take this a little further by taking the hands around the heels and starting to lift your hips up. So a bit, it's going to come into the rounding of the back more, the crown of the head into the floor more. And your arms might start to straighten here. Let's take a couple more breaths. They might straighten completely or just a little bit. Is what I was meaning to say. Let's take one more breath there. And release, and we'll roll up back to our seat. Let the head and neck come up last. And let's just pause there. Close the eyes, take that in. Notice how that feels in the back of the body. The crown of the head might feel a little tingly after applying some pressure there. All right, let's go ahead from here. Swing the legs around. And we'll extend the legs forward and come into a seated forward fold. So let's flex the feet and make sure our legs are strong. So the quads are engaged. We find our root chakra here in our seat. So we're really grounded down into our seat. And strengthening the legs, engaging the legs helps with that grounding. So sit up tall, maybe take the arms up, inhale. And exhale, we'll fold over the legs. Reach for the outsides of the calves. Maybe ankles, maybe feet. But keep reaching up, lengthening up, and then forward, rather than the rounding here. So lead with our heart chakra. Couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and come on up. And we'll make our way to the floor. We'll come onto the floor and then I'll give you the option to come into a seated position for meditation, or you can just stay on your back. Either or. But we'll take the right knee into the chest on your back. Extend the left leg long. Let's take it into a supine twist. Right knee in, inhale. And exhale. Take that right knee over to the left as we reach back through the right arm. Lengthen, twist, and breathe. About 5 breaths or so here. And on your next inhale, come back to center. Extend the right leg out, bring the left knee in. Take an inhale there. And exhale, left knee over to the right, reach back through the left arm. Twisting, rinsing out the spine. Few more breaths on this side. Let's go ahead and come back to center on your next inhale. We'll hug both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Take a breath in. Maybe that lion's breath, or just open the mouth, open the jaw wide as you exhale. That exhale is a great way to release anything, whatever it is. Physically, like I said, mentally. For our meditation, feel free to stay on the back, but I would encourage you to find a seat if you can. Otherwise, stay on your back. But we'll roll on up and find a comfortable seat. If you are on your back, maybe support yourself somehow, putting something underneath the knees. In this seat, I'm going to sit up on a block. If you have something to sit up on, that can be helpful. Or just sitting on the heels. So I'm going to go through the different points, the chakras all along the spine, and then we'll talk about the crown chakra to end. So let's close the eyes, soften the shoulders, sit up tall. We'll take a nice big breath here in and breath out, settle in. Start to bring our attention to our root chakra, so our pelvic floor and down. Our root chakra, the color red. So just imagining, visualizing the color red, a shining, bright color, glowing, if you will, circling around and around in that pelvic region, lower pelvic region, the color red. And then moving up just a bit from there, the color orange, our sacral chakra, right around the sacrum, right around our reproductive organs. That orange glowing light circling around and around in that space. And then moving up to around just above the belly button, our solar plex chakra, the yellow color, the yellow glowing color, circling around and around there. Couple breaths, envisioning that yellow circling around. and moving up into our heart space, around the chest. We're associating the color green here. Our heart chakra, the green glow, the green light circling around and around in that heart space. And moving up into our throat chakra, the color blue, so just right around the throat, the jaw. This is how we share our truth. Not just speaking, but listening as well. The listening component. One more full breath here in the blue. And then moving up into the third eye, in between the eyebrows. And it's that indigo color. So like a purplish, bluish color, circling around. That light, that glow, indigo, third eye. Now moving our attention into our crown, the top of the head. You can imagine it like almost like a halo just above your head. But what we'll do here is visualize a flower. So the flower is closed at the moment. It can be any kind of flower. Your favorite flower is not quite bloomed. The petals are closed, but sitting right up on top of the crown of the head. Whatever, let's imagine a white flower. So whatever flower you'd like, but it's white. And then as we sit here and breathe, slowly those petals start to open one by one. As they open, this beautiful golden light starts to shine up through the center of the flower, coming up from the crown of the head. And as the flower opens, the light, that golden light, gets brighter and bigger. And eventually, that light starts to trickle down onto our face, our nose, onto our shoulders, our arms, our chest, our belly, our legs, our entire body is covered in this golden light. The entire body in this glow of golden light. So let's take a couple more breaths there. Feel free to stay here. Make your way onto your back for our Shavasana, final relaxation, or just stay here. It is about time, so I will log you off. But stay here and rest and take that in, whether it's seated or on your back. I'm going to log you off here. Thank you for joining on this chakra journey this morning. There's a lot to cover, so we'll continue to talk about it in the future. But for now, namaste. Thank you for sharing your energy here today. Always an honor to guide you all. And happy winter solstice. Namaste.